Hello there! Wow! Perfect! Wonderful! Well done!
Okay!
1996 was a big year for video games. Nintendo rolled out the Nintendo 64 home console and changed the landscape of video games forever with the release of Super Mario 64. The year also saw the introduction of other iconic games like Diablo, Tomb Raider, Quake, Crash Bandicoot, and Resident Evil. But arguably one of the biggest game launches of 1996 came on the Nintendo Game Boy handheld device, and it came in two versions, red and green. Created by Satoshi Tajiri, Pokémon is an abbreviated version of the original Japanese title, Pocket Monsters. Initially released in Japan on February 27, 1996, Pocket Monsters Red and Green was the spark that ignited the raging flame that is the Pokémon franchise today. Later that same year, on October 15th, Japan received a special edition of the game, Pocket Monsters Blue. Also in October of 1996, the Pokémon trading card game first debuted in Japan, published by Media Factory. In 1997, the Pokémon anime series premiered in Japan with the Indigo League saga. The first season of this now iconic show introduced Ash Ketchum, the spunky, aspiring Pokémon trainer from Pallet Town, setting out to become a Pokémon master. Then on July 18, 1998, Pokémon the First Movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, was released in Japan. The film was directed by Kunihiko Yuyama, the chief director of the Pokémon anime TV series. Mewtwo Strikes Back marked the first theatrical release in the Pokémon franchise. On August 1st, 1998, Japan received the first home console Pokémon game, Pocket Monsters Stadium. The spin-off strategy game featured a turn-based battling system and was the first time Pokémon were displayed in 3D. Originally planned as a launch title for the Nintendo 64 DD, it was later downsized to a standard Nintendo 64 game due to the Nintendo 64 DD's failed launch. The game also only featured 42 of the then existing 151 Pokémon. While this version of the game only ever released in Japan, it did spark the now beloved Pokémon Stadium series later on. But then came September of 1998. On September 8th, the English-dubbed version of the Pokémon anime series premiered in the US on Kids WB. A few days later, on September 12th, the Pokémon Yellow game released in Japan as an enhanced version of Red and Blue. The new version of the game loosely followed the story of the Pokémon anime series, with the player receiving a wild-caught Pikachu that refuses to evolve as their starter Pokémon from Professor Oak. Then, on September 28th, the Pokémon Red and Blue games finally made their way to North America. In December of 1998, the Pokémon trading card game also made its way to the United States, published by Wizards of the Coast. That same month, a virtual pet spin-off game called Hey You Pikachu released in Japan for the Nintendo 64. The game was a first, and really an only-of-its-kind experience on the Nintendo 64 console. Using the bundled microphone peripheral, players could actually speak and give commands to Pikachu in-game. 1998 was obviously massive for Pokémon, but also for Nintendo, as they rolled out the new Game Boy Color handheld device worldwide to close out the year.
Game Boy Color.
Get into it.
In 1999, the Nintendo 64 started to get its first true dose of Pokémon fever. Pokémon Snap, a spin-off Pokémon photography game, released for the home console on March 21st, 1999 in Japan, and later that summer in North America. On April 30th, 1999, the Stadium series received a bit of a reboot when Pokémon Stadium, or Pokémon Stadium 2 as they knew it, released for Japanese Nintendo 64 consoles. Remember, Japan had already seen a Pocket Monster Stadium game a few years prior, but this new rendition included all 151 first-generation Pokémon. This version of Pokémon Stadium also went on to become the first game in the Pokémon Stadium series to release outside of Japan. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. In Japanese movie theaters, Mirage Pokémon, Lugia's Explosive Birth, or titled in English as Pokémon the Movie 2000, The Power of One, released on July 17, 1999. On October 19, 1999, Pokémon Yellow finally arrived on the original Game Boy handheld in North America. A month later, Pokémon's second generation began, but only in Japan. In November of 1999, the next installment of the main Pokémon game series released for Japanese Game Boy Colors, Pokémon Gold and Silver. These new games boasted an additional 100 Pokémon, from Chikorita to Celebi, and brought the grand total to 251 Pokémon in existence. The game release dates again lagged behind in international markets, finally arriving in North America on October 14, 2000. The year 2000 also finally marked the worldwide release of the long-awaited Nintendo 64 game, titled simply Pokémon Stadium, to everyone outside of Japan. With it also came the US release of the second movie, that same year on July 21st. Exactly 13 days after the third Pokémon movie released in Japan, titled Emperor of the Crystal Tower, Entei, or titled in English as Pokémon 3 the Movie, Spell of the Unknown. On November 6, 2000, North America received the Hey You Pikachu game for the Nintendo 64. A month later, Japan received the Pokémon Crystal game, an enhanced version of Gold and Silver for the Game Boy Color. Also in Japan that same month, Pokémon Stadium Gold and Silver, later to be known as Pokémon Stadium 2 throughout the rest of the world, released for the Nintendo 64. Outside of Japan, North America, and frankly the rest of the world, was still trying to catch up with the craze to catch 'em all. The Pokémon Stadium 2 game released for the Nintendo 64 in North America on March 26, 2001, followed by the North American release of the third Pokémon movie on April 6, 2001, just 3 months before the fourth film released in Japan, titled Celebi, The Meeting That Traversed Time, or titled in English as Pokémon Forever, Celebi, Voice of the Forest. Okay, time out. By now you're probably starting to see the trend. For the most part, all Pokémon media, including the games, movies, and the anime TV show, have always premiered first in Japan. So to simplify the timeline here and make it a bit more linear, we're going to focus more strictly on North American release dates from here on out. It should also be noted that although not every season of the Pokémon anime TV series is being listed along the timeline here, the TV show, too, has always coincided with the evolving games, and even more so with the continuing movie franchise. And as new Pokémon were added to this expanded Pokéverse, they were also reflected in the Pokémon trading card game. Okay, time back in. On July 29, 2001, the Pokémon Crystal game arrived in North America for the Game Boy Color. On November 16, 2001, Nintendo launched the smallest game system it ever produced with interchangeable cartridges, packed full of Pokémon-themed minigames. The device was appropriately named the Pokémon Mini, and came in a variety of Pokémon-inspired color options, such as Wooper Blue, Chikorita Green, and Smoochum Purple. Then, on October 11, 2002, the second generation of Pokémon came to an official close with the North American release of the fourth Pokémon movie. Generation 3, of course, launched first in Japan in 2002, but made it to North America on March 18, 2003, with the release of the Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire games for the Game Boy Advance. 2 months later, on May 16th, the next installment of the Pokémon film series released, Pokémon Heroes, Latios and Latias. The third generation of Pokémon introduced another 135 creatures, from Trico to Deoxys, bringing the grand total now to 386 existing Pokémon. While not technically a sequel to the N64's Hey You Pikachu, the Nintendo GameCube home console received its own virtual pet-like spin-off game titled Pokémon Channel on December 1st, 2003. Then, on March 22nd, 2004, the GameCube received a 3D RPG Pokémon spin-off game titled Pokémon Colosseum. The summer of 2004 brought with it another new Pokémon movie, and the first ever set of main series game remakes. On June 1st, the 6th Pokémon film, Jirachi Wishmaker, released in North America. Then on September 7th, the Pokémon Fire Red and Leaf Green games launched for the Game Boy Advance. As you can imagine, Fire Red and Leaf Green were enhanced remakes of the original Pokémon Red and Blue games. They were notably the first enhanced remakes in what would become a long-standing line of enhanced remakes throughout the Pokémon franchise. Gen 3 wasn't done yet though. On January 22nd, 2005, another Pokémon movie titled Destiny Deoxys released in North America. On May 1st of that same year, an enhanced version of the Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire games titled Pokémon Emerald released on the Game Boy Advance. On October 3rd, the GameCube received the successor to Pokémon Colosseum, another 3D RPG spin-off game titled Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness. Much like many of the home console Pokémon games before it, Gale of Darkness allowed players to connect, trade, and battle using the current generation handheld titles of the main game series. Then, 2006 marked the beginning of the 4th Pokémon generation in North America, and with it came the introduction of another 107 Pokémon, from Turtwig to Arceus. The existence of Pokémon was now 493 species strong. On September 19, 2006, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew released as the 8th film in the Pokémon movie series. On October 30th, the Pokémon franchise took to the new Nintendo DS handheld console with a unique new spin-off game, Pokémon Ranger. The game utilized the DS's signature touchscreen and stylus to replace the traditional Pokéball capturing mechanic. Instead, players used the new Capture Styler device in-game to calm and control wild Pokémon. A month later, the Nintendo DS and its predecessor, the Game Boy Advance, simultaneously received the first 2 entries in another spin-off Pokémon game series, Pokémon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue Rescue Team. These new spin-off games were followed shortly after, on March 23, 2007, by the film Pokémon Ranger and the Temple of the Sea. Then, a month after that, the latest main games in the Pokémon series released on the Nintendo DS, Pokémon Diamond and Pearl. Between the aforementioned spin-off games and the bounty of main series games landing on the system, the Nintendo DS era of Pokémon was considerably long. On June 25, 2007, Pokémon Battle Revolution made its North American debut on the motion controller-helmed home console, the Nintendo Wii. Battle Revolution was the successor to the Pokémon Stadium series, offering very similar gameplay, but on a larger scale and with a larger library of Pokémon. The game not only represented the first Pokémon game to release on the Wii system, but was also the first Wii game ever to utilize Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. On February 24, 2008, the latest Pokémon movie hit North America, The Rise of Darkrai. On June 9th of the same year, Pokémon debuted in its first WiiWare downloadable game for the Nintendo Wii console, My Pokémon Ranch. The game linked with the current generation of Pokémon handheld games to render the player's Pokémon in 3D and to allow the player to interact with their Pokémon using their Mii characters. The 2009 Pokémon calendar year kicked off on February 13th, with the first of 2 new Pokémon films released that year in North America, Giratina and the Sky Warrior. On March 22, 2009, an enhanced version of the Pokémon Diamond and Pearl games released on the Nintendo DS titled Pokémon Platinum. On August 4th, 2009, the Nintendo Wii received a 3-piece set of Pokémon Mystery Dungeon games exclusively in Japan. The WiiWare titles included Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Advance Fire Adventure Team, Go Storm Adventure Team, and AIM Light Adventure Team. Then, November of 2009 saw the launch of both a new spin-off game series and another Pokémon film. On November 16, 2009, Pokémon Rumble released in North America as a WiiWare downloadable game. 4 days later, on November 20th, Pokémon the Movie, Arceus and the Jewel of Life arrived. On March 14, 2010, the Nintendo DS received a duo of enhanced main series game remakes, Pokémon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, revisiting the Pokémon Gold and Silver games from the Game Boy Color era, but also including features from the Pokémon Crystal game. November 1st, 2010 brought another entry to the Wii's catalog of Pokémon spin-off games, Poképark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure. The game featured a wide array of mini-games that helped to progress the story, all while utilizing the Wii's motion controls. While the game received mixed reviews, it did spawn a sequel, titled Poképark 2: Wonders Beyond, which released for the Wii 2 years later. On February 5th, 2011, Pokémon the Movie, Zoroark Master of Illusions, released in North America. With it dawned the 5th Pokémon generation, introducing 156 more Pokémon from Victini to Genesect. The newly established 649 Pokémon species count hit the main game series with Pokémon Black and White, releasing in North America on March 6, 2011 for the Nintendo DS. 2011 also marked the launch of the new Nintendo 3DS handheld, ushering in an era of glasses-free 3D gaming on the go. While the main Pokémon game series would stick with the original DS system a little bit longer, that's not to say Pokémon wasn't quick to jump into the third dimension. Through its lifespan, the Nintendo 3DS became home to a wide collection of new entries for returning Pokémon spin-off games, including Pokémon Rumble Blast, Pokémon Rumble World, Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, and Pokémon Super Mystery Dungeon. It would also eventually become home to a brand new Pokémon spin-off game, Detective Pikachu. On December 10, 2011, the first ever 2-part Pokémon film released in North America, Pokémon the Movie White, Victini and Zekrom, and Pokémon the Movie Black, Victini and Reshiram. The two films follow a similar plot, but with different Pokémon appearing and a variety of story differences, similar to the respective games. On October 7, 2012, Pokémon Black and White became the first and only games to date in the Pokémon main game series to receive direct sequels, Pokémon Black and White 2. Despite the successful launch of the Nintendo 3DS a year prior, Black and White 2 released on the original Nintendo DS system, just like their predecessors. Shortly after the games launched, Pokémon the Movie, Kyurem vs. the Sword of Justice, released in North America on December 8th of the same year. Generation 5 would wrap up the following year, overlapping the North American launch of Generation 6 by exactly 1 week. With the global launch of Generation 6, 72 new Pokémon arrived, from Chespin to Volcanion. On August 29, 2013, Pokémon made its way to the dead-on-arrival Nintendo home console, the Wii U, in the form of Pokémon Rumble U. The flop of a home console didn't see another Pokémon title until the release of Pokken Tournament about 3 years later. Pokken Tournament was developed by the team behind, and largely based upon, the Tekken fighting game series. The Wii U saw only those 2 Pokémon games through its entire painful lifespan. On October 12, 2013, the first main series games of the 6th Pokémon generation launched on the Nintendo 3DS handheld, Pokémon X and Y. X and Y represented the first time in Pokémon's main game series that the release date synced up worldwide. The games also introduced 3D graphics for the first time in the main series, obviously playing to the gimmick of the 3DS handheld. 7 days later, the final film of the 5th Pokemon generation was released in North America, Pokémon the Movie, Genesect and the Legend Awakened. Pokémon the Movie, Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction, released in North America on November 8th, 2014. Then, on November 21st, the Pokémon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games debuted in North America for the Nintendo 3DS. The games were another set of enhanced remakes, this time revisiting the Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire games from the Game Boy Advance era. On December 19th, 2015, Pokémon the Movie, Hoopa and the Clash of Ages, released in North America. This would be the second to last original movie in the Pokémon film franchise. On July 6, 2016, the augmented reality mobile game Pokémon Go launched around the world. The free-to-play game became a cultural phenomenon overnight and brought Pokémon into the real world for the first time ever, using the player's cell phone camera. On November 18, 2016, Generation 7 kicked off with the release of the Pokémon Sun and Moon games for the Nintendo 3DS. The 7th generation of Pokémon contributed another 88 species, from Rowlet to Melmetal, bringing the grand total to 809. Sun and Moon were the latest entries in the main Pokémon game series, and their launch marked Pokémon's 20th anniversary. Then on December 5th of that same year, Pokémon the Movie, VOLCANON, and the Mechanical Marvel arrived in North America, marking the official end of the original continuity of the film franchise. The year 2017 then brought the end of the Nintendo 3DS era, but also a reboot of the Pokémon film franchise. On November 5th, 2017, Pokémon the Movie, I Choose You, which was loosely based on the pilot episode of the Pokémon anime series, rehashed the troubled origin of Ash Ketchum and his trusty sidekick Pikachu. Then, on November 17th, enhanced versions of the Pokémon Sun and Moon games were released worldwide, titled Pokémon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, bringing the Nintendo 3DS era of Pokémon games to a close. In the spirit of reboots and celebrating the illustrious history of the Pokémon game franchise, however, the Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games released on November 16, 2018 for the Nintendo Switch hybrid home console. The games were remakes of the Pokémon Yellow game from all the way back on the Game Boy Color. Aside from revisiting the roots of the main game series, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee marked the first time a game in the main series was released on a home console. As for mobile games, Pokémon Quest released for the Nintendo Switch and on mobile devices in the summer of 2018. Pokémon Rumble Rush and Pokémon Masters EX, originally just Pokémon Masters, released for mobile devices in the summer of 2019, but none of them would ever become as popular as Pokémon Go. That holiday season, on November 15, 2019, the next installments of the main game series, Pokémon Sword and Shield, arrived for the Nintendo Switch worldwide, ushering in the 8th and final Pokémon generation to date. Generation 8 features 91 new species of Pokémon, from Grookey to Calyrex. On March 6, 2020, Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX released worldwide, also for the Nintendo Switch. Rescue Team DX was a remake of the original 2 Rescue Team games from the Nintendo DS and Game Boy Advance. In 2021, Pokémon celebrated its 25th anniversary. Along with a variety of real-life concert events and special announcements, the anniversary was also celebrated appropriately with the launch of some exciting new games. On April 30th, 2021, new Pokémon Snap arrived on the Nintendo Switch as a long-awaited and largely unexpected sequel to the beloved original Pokémon Snap game on Nintendo 64. On July 21st, 2021, Pokémon Unite released for the Nintendo Switch, and later for iOS and Android devices on September 22nd. Unite is a multiplayer online battle arena game, or MOBA for short, a genre made popular by games like League of Legends. It represented the first MOBA game in the Pokémon franchise, boasting 5-on-5 strategic team battle gameplay. On November 19, 2021, main series remakes Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl released for the Nintendo Switch, marking the latest remakes in the franchise and the second round of remakes on the Nintendo Switch console, this time revisiting the Pokémon Diamond and Pearl games from the Nintendo DS. Since the hard reboot of the Pokémon film franchise, 3 more films have been released to date with varying continuities. Pokémon the movie The Power of Us, released in North America on November 24, 2018. A live-action adaptation of the lesser-known spin-off game, Detective Pikachu, released on May 10, 2019, starring Ryan Reynolds as the voice of Pikachu. Finally, a CG animated remake of the original Pokémon film, Mewtwo Strikes Back, was released on February 27, 2020, under the title Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Being one of the most iconic Nintendo franchises, Pokémon characters have of course appeared in all kinds of other games as well, including, famously, the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. The Pokémon franchise also lent itself to a variety of puzzle games and lesser-known spin-offs through the years, like Pokémon Puzzle League, Pokémon Cafe Mix, Pokémon Pinball, and many more. In 2021, the Pokémon trading card game is perhaps more popular than ever. Meanwhile, the Pokémon anime television series is on to its 24th season with no signs of slowing down either. And already, there are even more Pokémon video games and movies scheduled for release in both the near and distant future. Dismissing Pokémon as just another video game series or trading card game is nearly impossible today. Pokémon is and has been a cultural phenomenon since 1996, and 25 years later, it's even more widely accessible and beloved than ever before. Pokémon aren't just pocket monsters anymore. They're video game icons and big-time movie stars. They've gone from the tiniest black and white screens to the biggest and brightest silver screens. So no matter when you became a fan, whether you're a Gen 1 purist or a Gen 8 newcomer, whether you've been walking alongside Ash Ketchum since Pallet Town, or you just caught up with him in the Galar region, one thing unites us all as Pokémon fans. We want to be the very best. The best there ever was. To catch them is our true test, and to train them is our cause. Gotta catch 'em all.